Move to some other headline news. In the Middle East, an American jet fighter has destroyed 2 fuel tankers hijacked by Taliban forces in northern Afghanistan. Afghan officials say the explosion killed more than 70 people, including both insurgents and civilians. Zhang Yajing with this report.
Friday morning's airstrike came hours after Taliban militants seized the tankers near a German base. German officials say the militants were possibly planning for a suicide attack against the base with the tankers. German commanders then ordered the airstrike after an unmanned surveillance aircraft determined no civilians were in the area. Germany insisted at first that no civilians were killed, but NATO later acknowledged that some civilians may have died.
Certainly, a number of Taliban were killed. There is also the possibility of civilian casualties as well, but it is not yet clear.
A Taliban spokesman said villagers had swarmed the trucks to collect fuel, but it's unclear whether they were there when the bombing took place. Afghan President Hamid Karzai has sharply criticized the US-led command for using excessive force in the war against the Taliban, alienating civilians. Meanwhile, both NATO and the Afghan government have announced investigations. British Prime Minister Gordon Brown also gave a special address on the blast.
Today has seen another serious incident in the northern provinces, where Taliban hijackers had to be intercepted. In Helmand in the last 4 months, over 50 British servicemen have been killed. 64 have been seriously injured.
Brown refrained from commenting further on the specifics of the incident, but he added that British troops would remain in Afghanistan until the country's own security forces can fight the Taliban and Al-Qaeda without assistance. Zhang Yajing, CCTV.
The United Nations has released plans to hold a summit in Afghanistan early next year. Now, this summit aims to tackle political and economic issues in the conflict-torn country. For UN officials, this gathering is an attempt to unite the next Afghan government with its international partners. The country held elections last month with partial results favoring President Hamid Karzai for re-elections. The summit is likely to be held in the Afghan capital of Kabul, but details are still being worked out as we speak.